Hello everyone, my name is Elihu John. Welcome back to my channel for those who have seen it before, and welcome to any newcomers. I own Insight Transformations, where I do one-on-one healing sessions and group sessions, and I also channel the collective weekly reading. This week is a doozy. It is in all the best ways. So I will read it out to you and then kind of pick apart a little bit certain parts that stood out to me. And without further ado, let's begin. So the collective reading for November 10th through 16th, Depth Perception and Choices. This week is a time to develop spiritual depth perception. By now, we are all experiencing the singular understanding that we are constantly surrounded by many different realities. The person across the street, for instance, may share some elements of your reality, but not all of it. Each person on Earth has their own bubble of reality, or multiple bubbles, and when we live in community, we have to decide which aspects of shared realities help us to grow, and which must be rejected. One person's reality may include an abundant flow of luck or cash, or even concert tickets, while another person may experience being too late or too slow or too far in lack to receive these. Both realities are valid and real for the individuals who experience them, but not every reality is desired, which is why we work to change them. I see the fabric of reality in our Earth experience like a stack of literal fabric. Some layers are silky and thin, while others are fuzzy and thick. They exist in all shades, thicknesses, and textures, and all combinations of these elements. Spiritual depth perception means being able to discern the layers of reality around us so that we can define and separate them out. When choosing our own reality and/or timeline, it is necessary to choose the layer that we like. When we have found and chosen it, then we can pull it out and wrap that layer around us without taking undesired layers of reality with it. This week is a period of sifting through our new awareness and finding our center. Practice tuning back into your intuitive voice often. What do you really believe or want to believe? What do you really feel inside yourself? What do you really want out of this life? Many of you are beyond the point of wishing harm on others so that you may attain enjoyment. Some of you may continue to flirt with the idea of wishing harm, experiencing it on the receiving or giving end until you decide that doing so is unnecessary. Wherever you fall in this lesson, understand that you are right where you need to be to fully attune your energy where you want it. This particular Earth life has driven home the concept of universal love and universal boundaries to such an extent that it purifies the consciousness of harm in those who seek to live according to a higher light. The collective alchemy of the soul changes our energy permanently in this way. This alchemy of the soul is also called transcendence. All the darkness we have experienced has not been for nothing, although it may feel like it repeats indefinitely. When one layer clears, it makes space for another layer to become visible. When we started this process, there was so much darkness that it was unnecessarily difficult to choose light. But, thanks to the collective and individual efforts of all of us living, we have achieved a new level of permanent clearing, and we continue to clear as we go. Before 2020, Earth had darkness layered like thick blankets around the layers of lighter reality we chose to experience before birth. These layers stuck and wrinkled, sometimes even tearing the fabric of our preferred realities so that we could not take them out of the stack whole. Dark contracts, ill intentions, hatred, punishment, harm, all these served to destroy the lives we came here to experience. Many of these layers of reality destroyed the light on purpose. Thankfully, the heaviest layers of negativity are being cleansed and removed, which means we are able to extract our preferred realities with more success. It is easier to pull on one sheet of reality fabric and remove it from the stack intact. Our muscle power allows us to lift the other layers as we pull, too, because the weight is gone. Earth life is an experiment in free choice and co-creation that few, if any, know from previous life or planetary experience. For some beings, Earth life represents the pinnacle of choosing one's own experience. Like running a race, they see successfully living and choosing their own fabric of reality now as the prize of 80-some-odd years of effort. There will be many who choose to go back to a less free reality after this life, not because they can't imagine something new, but because they have learned all they wanted to learn about the art of creation. They are content to exist in lives and incarnations that have no surprises, no variation. The rules of these collective societies and places are straightforward and cannot be tinkered with. In the perspective of the designers, why mess with perfection? There are many starseeds from these realities who are helping this world transcend into a new multidimensional existence of Earth, and will choose not to come back after it's done. It is time to realize that freedom to create new things as we have it on Earth is neither right nor wrong. It is simply a more risky incarnation with higher yields. If we fully understand and allow for free will, the starseeds that go back to more predictable realities and are content not to engage in another adventure are right. And the ones who choose to enjoy the new Earth, eager to have more fun, are also right. Neither is incorrect because both are acting within the context of mutual good faith and enjoyment. If you are among those who choose to come back to Earth after the final shift, you will be doing so on an Earth that is inherently more safe and conscious than it was in previous lifetimes. Creation and co-creation will be geared toward a different outcome, and the balance of light and dark will exclude the deeper darknesses that took the planet off her course. At this time, we do not know exactly what the original blueprints of Earth were, as those were lost and partly destroyed when the dark took hold. When the dark is fully cleared and light fully restored, we will also have a full restoration of her blueprints, and we will be modifying them to include the wisdom we have gained in this period of darker creation. Earth is a key aspect of the universe with a part to play in the whole that cannot be replaced. This is why we have refused to give up on her. This is why we have fought so hard, and continue to do so until the work is complete. We realize that there has been a significant cost to many who participated in this journey, and we also know that all costs shall be recompensed. There is no judgment in either the choice to leave and never come back, or to come back again later. You, as a citizen of the universe, have full autonomy to go wherever you choose when this is all over. And you will always have a home here if you choose to come back to Earth and abide by the higher laws of kindness. The universe values your contributions toward ascension. Take the time you need to grieve the losses you have suffered in this experience until you can come back into the joy that brought you here in the first place. Elihu John. When I channeled this message, I did not expect it to be so direct and definitive about life and death, and about what happens after. It was not necessarily a message that I felt everyone would be open to hearing, and I'm sure there are some people who are not, but I trust that those who are will find this. Particularly the part about wishing harm on others so that you can ascend. It does lead back to the one about oppression and about patriarchy as we have experienced it on Earth. But to be so fully direct about the idea of wishing harm on someone so that you may live without harm on yourself was honestly kind of blunt. I channel this from my highest aspect, my highest self, which is the goddess Temperance. And she is very, very direct and she's also been leading me to be more direct and less vague, because while I can reach a broader audience with less disagreement by being vague, um, these messages desire and deserve clarity, and there are people who desire these messages in clarity. There's also been some debate about using the word dark, and dark and light and contrast, and the negative feelings associated with that. I think there is a gradient of light and dark. There is lighter and darker, and then there's deeper dark. The interesting aspects of that deeper dark are something that I have been bound under and fighting against for a very long time. And as those clear for me, they also clear for the collective. As a light worker, part of my role is to clear collectively, and that is with full consent of people's highest selves. We are all here to do our own job, but that doesn't mean that we are unsupported in our job. And it is important to accept help and to ask for help and to offer help, because we together are what make the collective rise. I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your week.